Hi everybody, I thought I'd just do a vinyl finds video. I'm kind of in two minds about them these days. They are much of a muchness, aren't they? I do like doing other stuff where we explore different themes or ideas or whatever. But these I think are sufficiently interesting, and they are quite rare. The first one, Pancho Alfonso and the Revolutionaries Never Get to Zion. This is a 1978 Trojan record. It's got the usual crew on it: Sly Dunbar, Robbie Shakespeare, Dirty Harry, etc. Ansel Collins. It's roots reggae. It's got a great voice. It's quite a nice album. It's not something that pops up very often. When it doesn't go for big money, because it's one of those sort of under the radar things. Maybe in time the value will go up. But that is a very nice find indeed. Not something you see every day at all. I've got a few other bits as well, but do they come under the rare record? I'll probably show them another time. Here's a rare record. I've shown one of these before, but it was nice to find this for £1. This is a blue silver Columbia, always worth picking up. The stereo, that's what you want to be looking for. In the main, there are mono records which are worth a lot of money. This is a stereo with the SAX code and lovely condition. Another classical, found this here. I've never seen this one before. When you see this sign, this gold label, always check the record, because again it's a Columbia blue silver. And not always blue silver, sometimes they're red and are worth a lot less in that case. It's, as if you're into all of that side of things. They still sound fantastic. This is Beethoven, Claudio Arrow, shoot it. Beethoven Piano Concerto No. 5, Emperor, lovely thing. Just racing through, This is not something you see every day. We all know how much I love Morrison. I listened to a bit of this. Oh my goodness. Dear. Anyway, days like this, another very rare record. These things always suffer from a little bit of wear. Here's the inner. And I think the disc is unplayed. But again, it's a rare record because it's 1995, and as such there wasn't a lot of records made in the 90s, etc, etc, blah blah. So that's a triple figure record. You see this stuff. It's easy to overlook something like that. You're going through the usual stuff in the charity shop, Likewise, why am I showing the Beautiful South, you're thinking? This is just a Beautiful South best of, surely. And yes, it's true, it is. And it's in absolutely mint condition. And it's another one of those 1994 pressing. You sort of feel like you just flick past it because, oh, it's just a Beautiful South. But no, it's another one which is worth a lot of money. There is a double album version of this as well. It's worth a couple of £100. And so next time you're flicking through the car boots or whatever, you may see this. It's just such a familiar cover. We saw it everywhere in the 90s, but it's only ever been on CD really that you've seen it, or on posters. It's very hard to find on vinyl, but it's one of those, it slips through the net. So there we are. Lovely stuff. They were both in the same shop. A rather lovely copy of Heatwave, Martha and the Vandellas. It's a guy who works in the charity shop, had a few of his own records, which he wanted to get rid of. He's just clearing space. He knew that I liked him, so he brought some records in for me to have a look at. Gave me fantastic prices. I didn't say any prices. we even were looking at the prices on Discogs together. And he just said, oh, have this one and this original pressing of Percy. This is a translucent red, so you can tell it's a first textured sleeve. Have them both for 15 quid. No brainer. Also, he gave me this. And what is this? This is not Bruce Works. This is the Arctic Monkeys. They have their first album, 2005. It's just a fantastic, fantastic record. This is from 2005, and it's an American-only release. In this country, it was a 7-inch single release with When the Sun Goes Down and Settle for a Draw, but this is how it was released in the US. Not released like this in this country. And it's, for £5, thank you very much. It's another very rare record. Goes for quite a bit of money now. So it's very kind of him. So just clearing space. It's just one of those things. And this, of course, is perhaps the pièce de résistance. He had this. An original in excellent condition on the Penther. Earth and Fire, of course, the Roger Dean artwork, and there's a bit of a picture under here. Fantastic. This is the most I've ever spent on a record. For years I wanted it, even though I don't really like the album. It's a bit, I don't really like some of the melodies and whatnot, but I paid up for it, probably just because I'm going to sell it. He let me have it for £100, which is an absolute snip for what it is, but I'll probably sell this because although I played it, I'm hoping that it would do it for me after years of not hearing it, but I heard it years ago. I had the CD of it, but it still doesn't really do it. I was kind of hoping it would. It was worth paying up for. As I say, I'll probably just move it along, get something better. But yeah, fantastic finds. Now this, you're going to think, well, what on earth? This is Rosalind with Bach's Goldberg Variations. I was really glad to find these. I mean, these are the old paper sleeves, and they always have laminate creases and whatnot. That is a really ugly bust when you consider this is what she actually looked like in the same year. Terrible, isn't it? But very rare records indeed. What's really interesting about these is she wrote the liner notes. She's a very interesting woman. There's a fantastic interview with her from about 81, I think it is, on YouTube. You can find a link in the Wikipedia page. She's just an amazing woman. I think she won a competition of 25,000 pianists, and she came top as a girl. She was an incredible kind of prodigy, really. Glenn Gould, who is really famous for the Goldberg Variation, said this was the one he looked to, and she played these exactly as they were written by Bach in his first transcript. She said that when she was 16, she looked at the transcript and went unconscious with the beauty of it. She had these times in her life where she would just go unconscious with the beauty of some music or something, and that would be it. And she said she was out for about half an hour. And when she came to, she looked at it again. She saw a whole new way of playing it because people said it was impossible to play. And she'd worked for a long time on actually producing it because she'd suddenly had this kind of revelation. Just mentioned this in passing, A very interesting woman, and I recommend checking her out. There's not a whole lot of information on Wikipedia, but she is incredibly influential. But you never hear of her. She's hardly a household name, but definitely look into her if you've got the inclination. I haven't, though all the rare records, I'll probably just leave it there because these things go on, don't they? And I'll save the others for another day. Anyway, that's it. See you later.